Hey everybody, what's going on? It's James here with Crypto Quick Start, and I shot a video very similar to the one I'm about to do for my paid students, but I wanted to do this one for my followers on YouTube and also just the folks in the Facebook group itself, because right now is a very stressful time in crypto. Right now we are still downtrending. It's very irritating, obviously. If you're holding coins and we're watching this thing, this is the trend line basically that I set up about a week ago. And it's stayed true, right? I set it up when this was still down here and it bounced off of it and yada, yada, yada. So it's very frustrating. I'm looking at my portfolio. I was about 75% of where I was about a month and a half ago. I had, went down all the way down to about 45%, was climbing back up, woke up today, and of course, Bitcoin has dropped under the $10,000 level. My portfolio is down, a solid 15% in the last couple of days, yada, yada, yada. Very frustrating. But from a day trader's point of view, it is paradise right now. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about day trading, and I do not believe that you should day trade your entire portfolio. I don't day trade my entire portfolio. I hold most of my coins, but I have had really good results day trading. I was day trading a good portion of last year, and then in November I stopped day trading, not because I thought there was something wrong with it, but because the market was in full-blown mania. Right? And I realized that I was going to miss huge gains if I continued to try to day trade versus just holding. I mean, when you're holding a coin like Verge and it goes from a half a cent to 30 cents, you're not going to beat that day trading. Or when you're holding a coin like Stellar that I was holding from 3 cents and all of a sudden one day it's 90 cents, right? You don't want to miss that type of crazy gain. So I stopped day trading for a couple of months and I just started back up really in the last couple of days. But the opportunities are boundless. And one thing about day trading I will tell you is there's a certain peace of mind that goes along with it, because every single day in the stock market, the market closes and those traders can go home and just relax. They don't have to worry about anything. Well, with crypto, if you're holding coins and you have these investments, you go to sleep and there's all kinds of stuff happening and there's nothing you can do about it, right? If some crazy news breaks out of China and you're in the US sleeping, well, tough luck. Right? So day trading has its benefits, and one of those benefits is if you're truly day trading, you just cash everything out before you go to bed, and then it doesn't matter what the market does because you're safe. Your money is safe, right? As safe as money can be anyway. So let's take a look at this real quick. I'll just show you guys some examples. It's about 2:45 p.m. I've only been up an hour. I went to bed about 2:30 or 3, but ended up watching Netflix until 6 a.m., so that's on me. But I missed some really good trade opportunities. Let me pull up RSI. By the way, if you're wondering, this chart, it's just Coinigy. I think it's about $15 a month or something, so it's fairly cheap if you're doing any type of trading. I'm not saying you have to use Coinigy, but you should probably have some type of professional charting software versus just using the free stuff. So this line down at the bottom, it's called RSI, and I highly recommend you do some research on RSI. But basically with RSI, when I'm trading, I'm looking at a 5-minute chart on a day trade, and anytime I see RSI drop below 20, I'm very, very interested in getting into a trade, right? So we're going to look at this, and I'm just going to use some quick tips here and show you some examples. So I went to bed about, like I said, about 2 or so. So let's go back and just look at what's happened in the last few hours. Well, we're looking at, is this 2 a.m.? Yeah, there's 2 a.m. Okay. So not much going on there. Wouldn't have really got into anything. But right here you can see that RSI got down below 20. And when it gets down below 20, I'm super interested. And what I do is I'm looking to verify that. I'm looking to kind of back that up with other indicators. And without going too deep, because it wouldn't be fair to my paid students, but without going too deep, if I can back that up with at least one other technical analysis, or if I can back it up with 2, I'm very, very interested. So we have all these moving averages, which is what all these, pretty little lines are. Without going into great detail, moving averages are important, and I'm watching to see if we're underneath those. When I'm thinking about buying a coin, we're underneath all the moving averages. I'm sitting on this blue line, which is what's called a Bollinger Band. So there's 2 technical analysis that are telling me the trend could be reversing. And finally, the RSI dropped all the way down to under 15, which is crazy low, and that was signaling that the coin was oversold. Again, I was sleeping, by the way. I didn't trade this. Had I been sitting at my desk, this is the kind of stuff I'm looking for, and there's thousands of coins, right? This just happens to be Bitcoin. So this gets down to around under 15. So if I had entered this trade, I would have been looking to enter it right about this point right here as soon as I started to see it change and turn green. So that would have put me in that trade somewhere around, well, it looks like about $10,118. So then what I would do is I would try to get in and out as fast as I can. It's not a hold. It's not a swing trade. It's a day trade. Ideally, I want to be out within 30 minutes. Sooner if possible. So at 10,000, the low here is 10,125. So if we add 1% to that, it'd be about $101. So we'd be trying to sell for $10,226. We'll just call it 10,225. All right. So this is a 5-minute candle. Watch this. Right there, it hit 10,225. Okay. So if we entered here, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, boom. Our limit sell order would have executed, assuming we're on GDAX, and a limit order has no fees, all right? So we would have sold for a 1% profit, and over here we would have entered this as a market, so we would have had 0.3% fees. So we would have walked out with about 0.7%. Now you might be saying to yourself, who cares? 0.7% sucks. Well, it really depends on your perspective, because 0.7% adds up very, very fast, especially if you're doing it multiple times a day. And when you get to the point where, let's just say hypothetically, you're trading with, say, $50,000, 0.7%, all of a sudden you're talking about a lot of money. How much money? I think it's about $350 off the top of my head. $350 in 20 some odd minutes. Most people around the world would love to make $350 in 20 minutes. But here's the great thing. That wasn't the only spot last night. If you look at other places on this chart, you can find other spots that would have also made great trading opportunities. So if we're going through here and we're looking at this, right here, RSI dropped down to about 27, so not near as low. I really want to see 20 or close to 20. But if we're under 30, that's kind of the default by Coinigy. They do 30 and 70. If we're under 30, it could be interesting if other technical analysis is saying that it's a trend reversal about to happen, or a bounce about to happen, however you want to call it. So in this spot right here where it dropped down below 30, you can see that we were below all 4 moving averages. We were below the Bollinger Bands, right? Which is kind of a big deal. The Bollinger Bands, nothing is 100%, but they tend to be pretty good, right? Because traders are using them to trade, and a lot of bots, by the way, use them to trade. So they'll sell, they'll buy when they get down to the bottom band, and they'll sell at the top band. That's one of the bot strategies that goes around out there. So if you look at this, if we got in this trade, it wicked all the way down here, but let's assume that we bought it right when it was starting to turn green. We would have got in the trade at $9,741-ish, right? So 1% would have been $97. We're going to call it 100 for easy math. We're going to say that if we bought here and put in a limit sell order, again, so there's no fee, we would have bought with a market. We would have had a fee, but we would have put in limit for a $100 profit. So $9,840. All right. And watch this. Right there, it would have filled. So it would have bought here, and in less than 10 minutes, it would have sold for 1%. Right. And that was at about 11 o'clock a.m. And then this other one that we talked about earlier was about 3-something a.m. So that's 2 different spots in an 8-hour period. So if you worked a quote-unquote 8-hour day, which, by the way, most traders don't trade 8 hours. But if you did, if you were trading for 8 hours, there's 2 spots. So you might be saying to yourself, well, 2 spots isn't that great. Again, I just want to reiterate. We're looking at one coin. There's Bitcoin, there's Litecoin, there's Ethereum, there's, 1,000 coins out there. Now, I don't recommend you day trade all of them. I recommend you pick maybe 10 or 15 that you can get really, really familiar with. And just focus on those. And also, you want to focus on high volume coins when you're day trading. Don't go after those low volume coins, because even if the price goes up, there may not be enough liquidity to actually sell them. Okay, so day trading, it's important to stay with high volume coins. There's lots of them out there. I mean, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, OmiseGo, Neo. I mean, there's probably 50 or 100 great coins for day trading. So if you consider that each coin might have 1 or 2 spots, and there's at least 100 coins, there's hundreds of spots every single day that a good trader can get in and out for 1% profit. So if you're able to do that a couple times a day, and you're playing with even a fairly small budget, and let's say you're starting with $1,000, right, and you're making a couple trades a day, maybe you're getting 2% total after your wins and losses. You come out 2%. That's $20. It may not sound like a lot because $20 by itself is not going to change anything. But think about it over the course of time. After a month, your $1,000 is now $1,600, right? If you do that every single day, that's a 60% gain. That's incredible, right? And then let's say that you roll the $1,600 back in. Okay, now if you keep compounding that, after 2 months, you may be up to $2,300 or $2,400. And within a few months, if you're good and you're consistent, it's not at all unreasonable to think you may have a $10,000 trade fund. And with the $10,000 trade fund, all of a sudden you're talking about making hundreds of dollars a day, right? And then all of a sudden maybe you can get to the point where you're trading with $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000. Trust me when I tell you that when I started trading in May of 2017, I started with $200. And I worked my way up to $1,000, and then I worked my way up to $2,000, and then $5,000, and then $10,000, and now I'm trading with a little bit more than that. But it all started with $200. If you're trading with money that you're not comfortable trading with, you're going to be emotional and you're going to make bad decisions. On the flip side, if you stay unemotional and you just stay cold about all this and you just learn technical analysis and you just follow the rules, so to speak, yes, you'll lose money sometimes, but overall the idea is that you're going to try to make, win maybe 8 or 9 times and lose maybe 1 or 2 times so that your wins outweigh your losses. All right, this is James. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're watching this in the Facebook group, you already know what to do. If you're watching this on YouTube right now and you're not already a member of the Facebook group, please feel free to come hang out. There's about 3,600 people in there. I shoot videos like this for the group quite a bit. And there's other really smart folks in there with crypto that also share their knowledge willingly and openly. It's a great group, and we'd love to have you. Also, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as always, remember that I am some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. I am not a financial advisor. I am not an investment advisor. And you should always seek professional investment advice before making any type of investment.